Braves country.
Good morning. Welcome to Braves Country. We're going to dive right into this. We're going to do a little shorter show and try to keep these things a little tighter. The Braves win last night and got a hell of an outing by Charlie Morton. If you missed it, took a no-hitter deep into the game, into the seventh inning. He finished with 7 2/3, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts, no walks, which of course is huge. And the Atlanta Braves beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-0. The bullpen was fantastic. You look at the way that they won the game, the way that they got the help from the bullpen. And when there was trouble, Luke Jackson came in, slammed the door on the 8th, which could have been trouble. Snicker waited till there was 2 runners on, 2nd and 3rd, and 2 out before he brought in Luke Jackson in Snicker's defense. Morton was pitching out of his mind, and the 2 hits that the Cardinals got were not scorchers. In fact, the last one was a blooper that just got over Dansby's head. So Will Smith comes in, he slams the door. You like to see that. Wasn't a safe situation, but it's close enough. It's 4-run lead. And I love it when a closer closes the game out when you have a 4 or 5-run lead and you're like, look, we're going to put him in there because we haven't overworked him the last few days, right? I love when you get that, because what you essentially get is a guy who's doesn't have to be in a close situation. You know, you can put him in any situation and get the job done. Conversely, the good news from the Big Apple, the Mets lost finally. So the Braves got to John Gant early, which I talked about that yesterday. I felt like there was a guy that they could get to. He's a guy that has a high whip and a high hit rate, and he kind of dances through the raindrops, and the Atlanta Braves were able to get to him. If you look at the way the Braves scored, you know, Freddie Freeman getting a double. How about Amonte? He's really playing well. Guillermo Heredia had a game. He had a double and a home run. Ozzy's triple igniting the crowd. It was just a really, really good game for the Atlanta Braves. It was solid. It wasn't like a blowout game where you felt like, okay, maybe the Cards just didn't show up today. It was a hell of a baseball game, and we hope to get more of that going forward this weekend. So this weekend, well, we have, of course, the Cardinals are on deck all weekend long. By the way, the Mets are at the Nationals. So somebody's got to lose there. And we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But as far as the Braves and Cardinals go this weekend, you're going to get, a split you'd feel good about. Win 3 out of 4, you'll feel really good about it. I'm not even going to put the S word up there, because for us to win 4 games in a row, I've got to see us put together 2 games in a row that we're doing well. So tonight you got Fried versus Carlos Martinez. If you haven't followed Carlos Martinez, he can pitch well. He pitched very well last Sunday night in Chicago. So it's not like he doesn't have any capabilities of pitching good baseball, but he also gets bombed a lot. It's been a struggle. He's got a 5.82 ERA. He's 3-7 on the year. And it's usually with him, it's like 1 step forward, 2 or 3 steps back. We hope that we get the bad Carlos Martinez tonight. He can be gotten to, and it really comes down to, I've watched some of his games. It comes down to his command. And if he can unravel, and you've got to let him unravel. You can't be ambushing his pitches, because he's a guy that can lose the strike zone. If you lose the strike zone, you get yourself in trouble with walks, easy hits, because you're having to just basically lay it in there. This is a guy that can attack, but you have to let him put himself in trouble. If you do like the Cubs did and try to basically headhunt, ambush, Carlos Martinez can get to you. Remember, Carlos Martinez at one point was a great starting pitcher. And then he went to the bullpen after some injuries. Now they've brought him back this year. I was a little shocked by it, but they have. Max Fried is on the hill for the Braves, and we got to start seeing some improvement from him. He's 3-4 with 4.62 ERA. We know he's got better stuff to that. He had a terrible start to the year. He's been rocky since. He'll have a few good outings, and then he'll get that outing where you're like, he's just off. Just off. It's not like he's lost his stuff, because you see his stuff. His stuff is phenomenal, but he's just off a little bit. So that's what tonight will go. That game is, by the way, 7:20 Eastern. Tomorrow, more of the same, 7:15 Eastern. That is the Fox National game. Wainwright versus Smiley. I have to give the edge to the Cardinals. Wainwright is a Bulldog. We know that. And Smiley, well, he's going to have to prove it, because this is not a good matchup for Atlanta. That's why I think tonight's game is huge, because if you get a 2-0 lead in this 4-game series, then you're kind of playing with house money going into the game on Saturday. You don't really want to split because you're under 500, so you really need to be playing above 500 baseball to get back to it. But I'm looking at tomorrow night's game as being one that if we get the W, that's great. But when a guy's got a 5.63 ERA and can rarely get out of the 4th or 5th inning, you're not feeling good about it. And then Sunday night's game, that's going to be another crapshoot, because Kim is on the mound for the Cardinals, who pitched really well the other night. He went 6 innings. For the first time this year, he went 6 innings. And he got the W, but he did walk 5. He did walk 5. So you got to look at that. And the Braves, it looks like it'll be Bryce Wilson. They haven't officially announced it, but that's what everyone's thinking. Bryce Wilson will be called up to take the spot that Tucker Davidson was filling. And once again, if you missed the Tucker Davidson news, it was good news late Wednesday night that he had no structural damage, so they're going to shut him down for about 10 days. All in all, you don't expect to see Tucker Davidson until July at the very earliest, and it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see him until after the All-Star break, which is July 12th. So there you have that. The Braves take on the Cardinals. We're going to enjoy the weekend. We'll look forward to Monday's game, and Monday's show is what I meant to say, as the Cardinals and Braves wrap up a 4-game series. And then Monday we have a doubleheader in New York to make up. Remember the rainouts we had a little earlier. Braves Mets doubleheader on Monday. It's going to start at 5:00 Eastern, so it's an early start, and that is a part of a 4-game series, I believe. Double checking it right now. Yes, 4-game series. Next week they're at New York, and then they go to another 4. They've got a long road here the next several days, because then they go to the Reds, which can put a tax on your bullpen. That is a 4-game series as well. So we don't have a day off for quite some time. It looks like the next day off for the Atlanta Braves will be a week from Monday, June 28th. So a lot of games. Hopefully we get some W's, get some momentum this weekend, because when you go into New York and you play the Mets, that's the best way to get back into the race, is to win that series. We will see you Monday. Braves country. Come on, Cardinals. Get them. Get the Cardinals. Knock them out. You got to win tonight, because the next 2 nights with Smiley and Bryce Wilson, you don't know what the hell you're going to get. Come on, Max Fried. Be the guy that we thought you were going to be at the beginning of the season, which is the ace of a staff that was competing for the playoffs. We'll see you.
You're in Braves country.